What if a single ship from the future could rewrite the bloodiest naval showdown in history? Picture this. June 4th, 1942. The Pacific Ocean churns under a tense dawn. The Imperial Japanese Navy, riding high after Pearl Harbor, launches its full might at Midway Atoll, a colossal strike force aiming to crush the US Navy and dominate the Pacific. But instead of the battered carriers Yorktown, Hornet, and Enterprise, the US sends one vessel, the USS Zumwalt, 0-ton stealth destroyer from 2016, armed with radar-guided missiles, cruise weapons, and AI-driven systems, light years ahead of anything in World War II. Can this lone ghost ship, invisible to 1940s tech, defeat the entire Japanese armada at its peak? Welcome to Future Unveiled, where we unravel this jaw-dropping what-if scenario, blending historical grit with cutting-edge tech to simulate a battle that could reshape history. Buckle up, this is going to be epic. Let's dive into the crucible of 1942. The Battle of Midway wasn't just a clash. It was the hinge of the Pacific War. Japan threw everything at it. 4 elite aircraft carriers, Kagikaga, Soryu, and Hiryuta, carrying over 70 planes, from nimble Zero fighters to deadly Valdive bombers. Add to that 2 battleships, including the monstrous Yamato with its 18-inch guns, 8 heavy cruisers, 21 destroyers, and a swarm of support ships, over 200 vessels in total, led by Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, a strategic genius hellbent on luring the US into a trap. The numbers are staggering: 248 aircraft, 113,000 tons of shipping, and 50,000 sailors, all aimed at seizing Midway and finishing what Pearl Harbor started. The US countered with a scrappier force: 3 carriers Yorktown, Hornet, and Enterprise, 15 destroyers, 8 cruisers, and about 360 planes, including shore-based aircraft. Total US strength, roughly 76 ships and 25,000 men. But here's the kicker. Cracked Japanese codes gave the US an edge, letting them ambush the ambushers. On June 4th, American dive bombers caught the Japanese carriers with planes on deck, fueling up tinderboxes waiting for a spark. In hours, all 4 carriers were burning wrecks, sunk by precise strikes. The cost: the Yorktown, a destroyer, and 307 American lives. Historians call it a miracle, but it hinged on fragile advantages: code-breaking and crude radar with a 20 to 30-mile range that left ships blind beyond the horizon. Without those, Japan's numbers could have crushed the US. Imagine, then, a ship that turns those limits to dust. Now, let's meet the star of our speculative showdown, the USS Zumwalt, a destroyer unlike any other. Launched in 2016, this 15,000-ton beast is a marvel of stealth and power. Its angular, tumble-home hull and composite materials shrank its radar signature to that of a small fishing boat, making it a ghost to World War II RO detection. Powered by a 78-megawatt electric propulsion system, it cruises silently at 30 knots, outpacing most 1940s ships. Its arsenal, a game-changer: 80 vertical launch cells packed with Tomahawk cruise missiles that can strike 1,000 miles away with pinpoint accuracy, SM-6 anti-air missiles reaching 150 miles, and ASROC rockets for submarines. The NSPY-3 radar tracks hundreds of targets, planes, ships, missiles over 200 miles. Compared to World War II's 20-mile spotting range, its fire control systems, driven by AI, process real-time data to predict and counter threats faster than any human could. The Zumwalt's crew of 140 operates a floating supercomputer, analyzing petabytes of data to simulate battles and adapt on the fly. Naval reports from recent decades highlight its layered defenses: electronic jamming, decoys, and close-in weapons like 30mm cannons. While critics argue a lone modern ship might falter against massed attacks without air cover, 2020's exercises show destroyers like Zumwalt shred outdated fleets with precision strikes and evasion. This isn't just a ship, it's a revolution, a testament to how AI and advanced tech redefine warfare. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. June 4th, 1942, the Japanese fleet steams toward Midway, unaware of the predator lurking 200 miles away. Zumwalt's stealth renders it invisible to Japanese scouts. World War II radar and spotter planes can see it. Our simulation, built on AI models crunching historical data and modern weapon specs, unfolds in 3 brutal phases. Phase 1. Detection. Japanese recon planes sweep the skies, but Zumwalt's radar locks them at 150 miles. SM-6 missiles scream upward, downing scouts before they radio back. The Japanese remain blind, their carriers steaming into a trap. Phase 2. The Alpha Strike. From 500 miles out, Zumwalt launches a salvo of Tomahawks, each carrying a 1,000-pound warhead. Guided by simulated satellite precision, they slam into Akagai Kaga, Soryu and Hiryu, piercing wooden decks and igniting Avgas stores. Historical records confirm World War II carriers were death traps. Single bomb hits often triggered catastrophic explosions. All 4 carriers are crippled or sunk within minutes. There are 248 planes grounded or burning. Phase 3. The counterattack. Hundreds of Zeros swarm, but Zumwalt's electronic warfare jams their radios, sowing chaos. SM-6 missiles and 30mm cannons shred the incoming waves. World War II planes, with no countermeasures, are sitting ducks. Battleships like Yamato charge, but at 30 miles, Zumwalt's precision strikes simulated railguns or missiles punch through their armor before their guns find range. Cruisers and destroyers fare no better. Tomahawks and anti-ship missiles outrange their 8-inch guns. In this AI-crafted scenario, Zumwalt decimates the Japanese Corps carriers to battleships and escorts with minimal damage. But battles aren't clean. Fuel limits, lucky hits, or mechanical failures could tilt the scales. A single Zero slipping through could drop a torpedo, and Zumwalt, without carrier air support, might face risks in a prolonged fight. This clash isn't just a thought experiment, it's a glimpse into warfare's future. The Zumwalt's edge stealth, long-range precision, and AI-driven tactics shows how technology flips the script. Naval studies from the 2020s note modern radars see threats at ranges World War II commanders couldn't fathom. With missiles outdistancing guns by orders of magnitude, the shift is clear. Quantity bows to quality. Fleets once measured by hulls now hinge on data and precision. Looking ahead, drones, hypersonic weapons, and AI simulations will dominate, predicting outcomes before shots are fired. Critics might argue a lone ship can't handle swarm tactics, but breakthroughs in directed energy weapons like lasers tested in 2023 hint at even deadlier defenses. This future isn't far off. It's already unfolding, with AI at its core, analyzing vast datasets to outthink adversaries. The Zumwalt at Midway underscores a truth. Technology doesn't just fight wars, it reshapes them, turning yesterday's giants into tomorrow's relics. Human progress rides this wave, from wooden ships to stealth destroyers, from signal flags to AI war rooms. What a journey through time and tech. Could one destroyer really rewrite Midway's history? Tell us in the comments. Does the Zumwalt dominate, or could Japan's sheer numbers overwhelm it? Drop your thoughts, smash that like button if this blew your mind, and subscribe to Future Unveiled for more epic what-ifs blending history, tech, and human ambition. Share this video, let's make it go viral, and spark a global debate.